What next for company values across the UK car dealers sector? With the UK being the only European country to see decline in used car prices, and demand for new cars only just starting to stabilise after recent downward pressures, what next for the UK's leading dealerships? The Truss government's mini-budget of September, intended to put back money into people's pockets, looks set to cause untold damage on household finances. With interest rates predicted to hit 6% in 2023, it would be fair to assume this will put huge pressure on demand for new and used car purchases. As the cost of living crisis continues to bite, the UK is now officially in the throes of a full-year recession. Growth is predicted to slump further amid continued double-digit inflation and record falls in living standards. How many people, aside from those earning above $150,000, will be looking to upgrade their car in 2023? Within the market, there is also a sign of shifting patterns in consumer taste. Demand for all-electric vehicles has slowed sharply as consumers look for more hybrid models. With home energy costs soaring amid the Ukraine crisis, the cost to charge a fully electric car has become almost as expensive as filling up with petrol. Consumers appear unwilling to shoulder the exorbitant cost of purchasing an all-electric vehicle if there are no further savings in running costs downstream. So it would be fair to say that the near-term outlook for UK car dealers is less than rosy. But how are all these disruptions and challenges affecting company performance and business values of the UK's leading car dealers? After the pandemic period of lockdowns and restrictions, values recovered strongly, growing around 5% after a 2% fall in the previous year. This compares to an average UK-wide increase of 2% in company values. The top-level average masked some serious fragmentation in business values by size of company. In total, over a quarter of the UK's leading motor dealers saw their value fall in the latest year, despite strong average growth. Only 308 firms have seen their value rise in each of the preceding 3 years. Within the industry, though, there is a growing divide in valuation based on size. The 10 largest dealers saw 1% falls in their average valuations, perhaps reflecting an increase in M&A activity and consolidation at the top of the market. The largest rises in value were at the lowest end of the market, at dealers with less than 4 million sales. Values at this bottom end of the market are up 6%. According to the latest Plimsoll analysis, average company values across the car dealers sector have risen in the latest year by around 5%. That's a sharp recovery from the 2% falls we saw in the previous pandemic-ravaged year and beats the all-industry UK average of just 2%. However, we are only this financial year seeing soaring inflation, the cost of living crisis, interest rate spikes and political crises. So how long will that recovery last? The final area worth mentioning are the comparisons across the sector and the large contrasts in fortunes depending on the type of dealerships and the car sold. Citroën and Suzuki dealerships saw the biggest rise in average value, up 16% and 12% respectively. Jaguar and Land Rover dealerships saw 30% falls in average values in the same period. What's causing such a sharp fall at JLR dealers? It's clear that the fortunes of car dealerships are intrinsically linked to consumer confidence and spending power. With the government's tax gamble looking like an expensive mistake, leading to sharp rises in interest rates just as we enter a recession, will people be rushing into showrooms to update their car in the near future? Only time will tell. To help our listeners make sense of some of the impact, we are offering a free insight report looking at business value trends across the car dealer sector. For a free copy of the latest insight report, please click on the link below or email me at c.evans@plimsoll.co.uk and I will get that process for you immediately.